We as human beings tend to get our detective side turned on if a needle goes missing, but there are instances where the whole ship and its crew went missing. But we are not going to talk about that, not today. In history, you'll find stories. I should not use the word stories, but mysteries. You will find the mysteries. Upon hearing them, you will say, how is this even possible? Today's mystery is of that kind. A whole colony disappeared. Vanished without anyone knowing. And keep in mind that we are not talking about the disappearance of one person or a lifeless thing, but the whole colony, Roanoke colony. By the way, this video became possible because there are wonderful writers and publishers like Sarah Cascone. I read her article yesterday and decided to do a bit of research on my own as well besides the article, and this is what I found. The colony was found in 1585. A ship visited and found out that colonists had disappeared under unknown circumstances. Lost Colony, which had the fate of 112 to 121 people, remains unknown to this day. This has become one of the America's most enduring mystery. And now archaeologists have discovered new evidence suggesting that survivors may have splintered into multiple camps and indigenous population. In North Carolina, there is a non-profit team which is called First Colony Foundation was able to uncover colonial era pottery they believe belonged to some of the 115 men, women, and children abandoned on Roanoke Colony in 1587. Colony's governor name was John White. He returns back to England after a 3-year journey in 1590, and all traces of the settlement and its inhabitants had disappeared. The only word left behind was the word Croatan, the former name of what is now Hatteras Island, and it was carved into a post. This is a gist of what actually happened, but we in 2024 can only rely on theories because that is the only thing that we have. We do not have a choice. Let me tell you, there are many theories, but none of them are pleasant. Some people say that colony may have been killed by the Native Americans, by native, you can say, inhabitants, or Spaniards, or they died off due to a disease or maybe a deadly storm. But in 2012, researchers got some new leads, and the lead was a map at British Museum that John White has painted, hidden in invisible ink, presumably to guard the information from the Spanish, were the outlines of two forts, one 50 miles west of the Roanoke, the same distance away that the colonist had told White they planned to move, according to his writings. In 2015, First Colony Foundation team started something in the leadership of Nick Locketti, and they said that promisingly this settlement was close to a Native American village called Metaquem, typical of early European settlements. Outside of the village wall, they found 24 stains of English pottery at Site X. The search continued in December 2019. They found many more fragments of ceramics, the fragments which come from vessels used for food preparation, storage suggest the presence of long-term residents. Nick is quite confident that his find is evidence of a group of relocated Roanoke colonists. Notable is a lack of English pipes, which were used among Jamestown settlers, but not everyone is buying this theory. We have one more before we wrap this up. Scott Don said they moved to Croatan, and he said, quote unquote, it is the last place they would go. The colony wrote down they relocated to Croatan. Earlier this year, Scott Dawson published a book detailing the findings of society's 10 years of excavation at Hatteras Island, led by Mark Houghton. And Mark Houghton said the same thing, that the historical evidence says Hatteras is where they went, and they also had evidence to show like rapier hilt was late 16th century gun hardware and a slate writing tablet fragment. Both the theories finds could be evidence in the Roanoke's fate. James Horn said in the statement, had a small group of members indeed went to Croatan in the fall or winter of 1587 to wait for John White to return, while the remainder moved inland. So the second theory seems a bit true, but not fully. Till this date, no one knows what actually happened and how a large group of people can disappear in thin air like that, like the colonists did. There is not enough evidence to fully accept either of the above theories. Research is still ongoing, and yet this remains one of the most enduring mysteries of American history. This is it. If you have different thoughts on this, please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.
some kind of magic. We both know it right away. I came here to party, don't want it to end. Getting real ecstatic. We both know it right away.